I'm Mike, and today on Rust and Grease Garage, we're going to upgrade the radio in the Chevy Cruze. And we'll also be adding a backup camera, so let's get into it. Alright, so this radio set I picked up on Amazon. It's pretty much a no-name brand, just called Android Car Stereo, so you know it's quality. It comes with all the wire connectors, and the head unit is tucked down below. But the first thing I want to focus on is the camera. So I'm going to take this over to the back of the vehicle and see how we need to run the wiring for it, if we need to plug it into an electrical harness, or if we just plug it into the head unit for power. Alright, so here's the camera that came in the kit. To install it, I'm going to put it back here by the license plate. I think what we're going to plan to do is mount it kind of center and then run the light underneath one of these plate lights. So I'm going to come in here, we're going to pop off this back cover, get all these connectors off and see what we have to work with under here. All right, so it's a little hard to tell, but I did end up drilling a hole back here behind this light. It's going to be just big enough to get one wire at a time through that notch, and then we can run the wiring down here to the underside of the trunk. But to get the camera attached here, we've got to use these very, very tiny screws. So I'm going to figure out how exactly I'm going to get these screws in here, because I know I don't have a drill bit that small. Okay. All right, that's good for now. We'll tighten up the screws when we actually pull the camera up so we can set it to the angle we want. I think just to be sure, we're going to put some electrical tape around this wire just so it doesn't rub on this rough metal in here, and then we can get the light back in. All right, I don't know yet if we'll need to wire this into the brake light. If so, we'll use some additional wiring to get down there, but for now I'm going to assume that we don't need it. All right, we got the wire mostly run back here. Now we'll move inside and start getting the wiring run through the car. Okay, well, we've got the wire run. We just ran it on the passenger side all the way from the back seat and under this trim. And I've got it coming up here in the glove box area. We're going to be taking out the radio here, so we'll just run the cable through the glove box so that all the wiring pops out here. But our next step is to move inside the car so we can start popping this trim off. Okay, so now it looks like we just need to disconnect these 2 bolts here, and that might be it. I was thinking we would have to disconnect a little bit more to access these bolts, but we might be clear. So we will have to take off this lower portion because to get the CD player out, we have to access those bolts down there. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 connectors on the back we need to get off. All right, we had to take off the trim that went around the gear shift. There are wires that go to the lights and the switches on here. We're just going to leave all that connected for now. And then we need to pull off this panel. Looks like there are 4 bolts, 2 up here and 2 down here. All right, with those out, I think we've got just enough room we can probably access these bolts. All right, now we're going to pull out the CD player. All right, here on the back of the new unit are the plugins. I need to go through all the different wirings, see what's going to plug in where, and then we're going to plug the old connectors into these new ones. So let's get that figured out and I'll bring you back. All right, we've got all the wires connected here to the back of the unit. I was trying to match it up to see what's going to connect to where. And some of the reviews I read said that there's a lot of extra wiring that existed before that we're not going to be using, and it's okay to leave it tucked in there. We're going to go with that for now, just kind of get this loosely connected and in place, and then we're going to try it out and make sure it works before we actually affix it back in there. This is always the fun part.
Keep recording or no?
Keep recording. I'm going to run the USBs into the glove box. All right, she's going to power on the car.
Do I just leave it like that? Oh, welcome.
Okay. Oh, your AC controls are on the screen.
Sweet.
Well,
How do you turn the radio on?
there's audio. Okay.
What? Record?
Well, we're going to have to connect your phone and stuff.
Pause.
Is that?
That's you. It has to be your phone. It's not my phone.
Okay, well, that's interesting. We're not sure whose phone that's playing. Are you sure?
It's not mine. I don't have it. You had yours connected to the car before you sold it to me, right? That's your
Oh, I did. Okay, so that explains that. All right. See if you can put it in reverse.
Nope.
Are you in accessory mode?
Now I
There you go. Have your AC on?
No? Oh, I do. Oh, I guess we did it once.
Okay. All right. So. Okay. Well, lines came up, but we need to get the camera hooked up. Open, then close the driver window. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like we still need to do some work getting the camera hooked up. We're going to play around with it, see if everything else is working, and then we'll bring you back. To power the camera, I need to connect it to the wire supplying the 12-volt power to the reverse lights. According to the diagram, that should be this green and white wire, but I want to confirm that with the multimeter. All right, I was able to probe that wire. We did find out that green and white wire is the 12-volt wire for the backup light. So that's the light that's the wire we're gonna splice into. I've got a T connector we'll use, so I'm gonna get that out. Okay, I'm just carefully cutting back this loom so we can access more of the wire. Okay, I've got one of these T-tap connectors. I'm going to tap into that green and white wire. Problem is, can I... Okay. Okay. Now we'll give that a try and see if our camera works. All right, we were able to get the rear view camera working now. So all I needed was that 12-volt wire connected. We're going to play around with the camera settings and the lines. So we're going to do that for a minute. Again, make sure everything else is working right, and then we can start getting this put back into place permanently. All right, everything looks good, so we're going to go on ahead and stuff all this wiring back in here. There was a few wires we didn't use, probably for the satellite radio, which this does not support the satellite radio. And weirdly, this is only supported with 2 bolts, but the top side just pinches in. I think that's everything. Okay, those are in there now. So these cables will just stay in the glove box. So if you ever needed to physically plug your phone into the head unit, that's where those are. All right, now that we've got everything working, I'm going to go on ahead and start getting everything put back together in the trunk. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. So far, everything's working great with this new head unit, and I know my sister is definitely going to enjoy finally having a backup camera. If I could do one thing differently though, I would have run the wiring down the driver's side. I think it would have been a lot cleaner and easier to hide the wiring inside of that factory loom. We did run into one issue though. The turn signals and the hazards don't make any sound now. So I'll need to dig into that a little bit more and probably reach out to the manufacturer. I'll keep you posted if I find out anything. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos just like this. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.